But Chef, we're not done yet. What a matchup we've got right here. The reigning champion from Turkey, Yakup Yildiz, 19 years old, world number 16, loves the European Championships, seemingly. But he's going up against Mr. Perfect from your home nation, your compatriot, Mike Schloesser. What a matchup.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one.
Well, let's go down for the athlete introductions before we get tucked into how good a matchup we've got coming here.
On target number 1, representing Netherlands, Mike Schloesser. On target number 2, representing Turkey, Yakup Yildiz. The line judge for this match is Sabrina Steffens. 2 top archers on the line.
Right, here we go. Schloesser versus Yildiz. I can't tell you how exciting this match is. Just trust me, it's incredible. Yakup Yildiz from Turkey, closest to us, is the reigning European champion. He absolutely loves this competition if you look at his results, but he's going up against someone who is the form archer, I think, across both disciplines at the moment. Mr. Perfect, Mike Schloesser from the Netherlands. This is an intriguing one. Can the reigning champion Yildiz retain his title, or will Mr. Perfect here get the Grand Slam?
Nine.
A little bit of a sider, I think. He typically doesn't shoot so far out of the gold or out of the middle.
And look at the response.
And the smile on his face, that's also good to see.
10. Perfect 10.
There's no words really, are there? I
Yeah,
mean,
that,
just
that was true to form, and also, yeah. Let's look at Yakup. Also, the quality of archery that we're getting to see today is just immense. Like it's the finals that we have just had and that we're having right now. I think yeah, it's a unique thing to behold, especially watching it live like this.
yeah. I mean, you couldn't tee this match, this particular matchup, any more than we did. It is a humdinger. Here, the European champion defending his title, who performs at his best at European Championships. If you look at his record, going up against Mike Schloesser, going after the Grand Slam. So, Chef, let me just get this out. If Schloesser wins, he becomes the first archer to win a World Championships, a World Cup final. Schlosser's got 3 of those, an Indoor World Series, and a Continental title. The first archer ever.
Yeah, and not only that, he has multiple world titles. So yeah, it's he is just, yeah, I don't know, I'm probably his biggest fan.
Yeah, quite rightly.
Yeah,
but I think you would be whether you were from his country or not.
Yeah, and he's also just a good friend, and I've shot with him for over a decade. So seeing him do as well as he's doing in the last couple of months and well, in the last decade, I should say. It's incredible and it's humbling as well.
Well, unusually, Mike Schloesser finds himself behind in a match, so shoots first to start the second end. 1-9 as a sighter at the beginning, and then he's been in the 10 since. Yildiz, his opponent, and the reigning champion, has not missed the middle, and well, you're arguing for the best shot so far of the day. I think that may well be it.
Yeah, it's at least very close.
Another 10. Nine.
That was a terrible shot to go into the X ring.
I'm glad you said that. Perhaps you can get away with that. I certainly wouldn't. But look at this. Everything was looking rosy in the garden of Yakup Yildiz. But just the consistency is enough. Oh, he's going to get back into the middle. Mr. Schloesser, Mr. Perfect, he's going to get back in the middle. He's got back in the middle.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, the advantage has just swung right the way over to the Dutch side of the shooting line.
Yeah, and I don't want to keep idolizing Mike, but
I think you can. I think with all the accolades he's got, we don't have enough time in the whole session to talk about Mike Schloesser.
I think trailing in a match against Mike is a very, very bad place to be.
I don't think anyone would disagree with you. That's kind of why I went uh-oh as he hit that perfect, because it meant that if nothing else, he was going to be level. But look at the pressure it's caused on the Turkish archer, dropping 2 nines, having shot a very confident perfect 30 in the first.
Yeah, and even giving a little wink to his coach after shooting a 10 in this last end. I think he's quite comfortable, but yeah, he just didn't manage to hit the middle 3 times this end.
Start of the third end of the compound men's gold medal match here at the European Championships. Mike Schloesser leading Yakup Yildiz by a single point. Yildiz banging in another 10 to start the end off.
A bit of a longer hold for Mike, but yeah, he didn't seem too stressed about it. And then Yakup thinking, oh, a long hold? I can do that too.
Well, door opens again for Yildiz.
Yeah, this is a crucial moment, really. In a moment like this, you need to capitalize, or you'll give your opponent the signal as well that he can get away with something. And the thing is, in archery at this level, you cannot get away with something. You need to shoot tens.
And I don't want to repeat your point, but I want to labour and emphasise what you just said. Those last 2 arrows, one from each of them, were critical. Absolutely critical. Yildiz had to get that 10 to get on level terms on score, but also get the psychological balance back to equal at least. And then that last arrow from Schloesser to make sure he stayed level, equally critical.
Yeah, so if you were in Mike's shoes and you shoot a 9, and then your opponent also shoots a 9, then that gives you a little breather. Then you think, okay, it's fine, I can get away with something, and that gives you a bit more comfortable. It makes you feel a bit more comfortable, but that's not what you want as your opponent. You want your opponent to be less comfortable. You want to put the pressure on. So shooting a 10 right after that is very important.
Very telling. Yildiz, though, I think when you were watching, you've already said if you go behind against Schloesser, it's not a great place to be. But for the first time in as long as I can remember, now that Yildiz is back in this and level, I think he's got a really good chance against Mike Schloesser. Mr. Perfect shooting first, not because he's trailing, but because that was the order of the play at the beginning. All square in this gold medal match. European title up for grabs here. Reigning champion against Mr. Perfect, but Mr. Perfect is missing this one from his trophy cabinet.
And Yakup would like to add one of his, one of these trophies to his cabinet. So this is another one of those key points. that we were just talking about. Mike needs to capitalize here, or he'll give off a signal to Yakup.
Another 30 from him, his second of the match. So he will be leading for the first time in this gold medal match, Mike Schloesser, whatever Yakup Yildiz does here. Yildiz does what he needs to, though, to get the 29 and 117 to limit the deficit to just a single point. But you said it, how critical that third arrow was for Mike Schloesser in that fourth and penultimate end.
Yeah, I think this is the most nervous I've seen Mike in a while. The last World Cups that he both won, he seemed very relaxed, and also maybe because he had the semifinals beforehand on the same venue, so you get warmed up a little. But here I feel like there's a bit more nerves, a bit more tension. But yeah, it might also have to do with that Grand Slam that you were talking about.
I think it might have a lot to do with that Grand Slam, because there's no other real different factor. And as you said yourself, or just again emphasising what you just said, double winner on the high-end archery World Cup circuit so far this season. You can't have done more than he's done. Yeah. He's showing the continuance of his dominance in the sport. Yeah.
And in between this and the last World Cup, he went to the US for a competition and just went about and won that as well. So yeah, he is racking up the wins one after the other. But yeah, this one might have a special place in his head.
Well, the lucky trinket we see on Yakup Yildiz's bow, trailing for the first time in this match, going into the fifth and final end.
That's a 10.
It's not good. That's just perfect.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, but Yakup has the same skill. He can do that too.
Do it with the pressure on him. Well, it was edging that way, but it does now give a lot of release in pressure for Mike Schloesser. 9 for the title, he's never won. And a 10 is what he provides. Another perfect 30 for Mr. Perfect. And finally, the addition of the Continental title to his trophy cabinet. The first man to have a World Championship win, a Hyundai Archery World Cup final win, an Indoor World Series win, and now the Continental title. He is the first ever archer to take the Grand Slam. Mr. Perfect, you are king of the hill here in Munich.